Hey, what's up, you guys? It's IAmTheLionRider, and today I wanted to make this semi-short video kind of discussing some of the news that's come out after yesterday's giant info dump about the Aquatic Pack. So, without further ado, let's get started. In some not-so-great news, we got confirmation that animals such as the polar bear, gharial, and every other animal in the base game, with the exception of the saltwater crocodile, will not be able to utilize the deep swimming mechanics introduced in this update. I know that's a bit disappointing to some people who are hoping to have polar bears or gharials be able to dive alongside their new aquatic animals like penguins and seals, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. Word comes from Shantae, who on several forum posts as well as tweets has addressed this and said that the saltwater crocodile is the only animal in the base game currently to utilize the deep swimming mechanics. Hope is not lost, however, because Shantae has also come out and said that they do intend on furthering the expansion of the deep swimming mechanic in the future, which is great news because obviously this is disappointing news to those who wanted polar bears to be able to dive. I think, our underwater viewings obviously aren't ideal for polar bears right now because they're only able to kind of go on the surface, and obviously gharials, not being able to deep dive alongside their saltwater and now caiman crocodilian counterparts is kind of disappointing. However, like I said, I think we will be seeing, these animals eventually using the deep swimming mechanic, probably in a later update. I don't want to say either spring or summer, but I wouldn't expect it to be too long because they know that this would be a bit of a disappointment to some people. So, unfortunately, that's kind of the bad news of what we've learned. But on the bright side, we did get some new screenshots of a few things. So, primarily, I guess we'll just, focus on the Giant Otter for the second half of this video. So, yesterday on Frontier's official Twitter, they basically posted a picture of, I guess, our first real look at the giant otters, and they're moving around and looking, pretty good looking. You see three of them on this kind of bridge next to a bunch of onlooking guests. And while the otters look great, and we'll take a look at those in the next thing, the stuff that I'm more interested in is, once again, the stuff on the sides of the otters. So on the right-hand side, we see, once again, a new plant type. I feel like we covered a bunch of new plant types yesterday, but apparently here's a brand new one, once again, that I think looks really good. It looks like it's a new aquatic plant, which, is kind of cool. It's like a new kind of jungle fern. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm not a botanist, but it looks really cool. I really like the color gradient on it between the green, orange, and yellow. But what I'm really excited about is what's on the left side. So as we discussed in yesterday's video, the FlexiColor rocks are definitely a thing, but what's more exciting is what I've now learned because of this post. So this post shows like a greenish rock with a brown dirt trim. And if you remember in yesterday's video, we saw the ice blocks that had the white with the blue trim in the penguin enclosure. So if I had to make a guess, our FlexiColor rocks in this pack aren't just a base color and that was it. They also have a base and a secondary alterable color that is kind of like this dirt rock texture, which I think is really great because if you're someone like me, I like kind of like more fantastical rock types in some of my builds. So let's say you wanted a magma rock, you can make the base color black with a like reddish orange, like, dirt texture, and it'll look like a lava rock. And I think that's really cool looking. And even if you don't want to go more fantastical, you could definitely use this to make some really realistic looking rocks. If you had like a dark gray rock with a light gray trim, or a like kind of blackish trim with a brownish rock, you could you can really customize some stuff to get some really cool looking rock options using this new rock type. So that's really exciting. And it turns out, I think that plant that I was saying is already in the game might have not actually been in the game already, because I didn't realize how large it is. If you looked behind this woman in the green, I guess that's a a vest of some kind, like a coat. Basically, that plant is massive, and I really don't think we have anything that large. And so, yeah, that is a new type, as well as obviously the mossy tree in the background that I went over yesterday. So we do have a lot of new plant types in this update, and that is exciting for the people who really like plants. The last bit of news is basically we got our first up-close view of the giant otter. So this is presumably because of the poll that went up yesterday. The giant otter won as the first animal that people wanted to take a up-close look at. And the giant otter looks exactly like what a giant otter looks like. Good looking for what it looks like, but creepy overall because giant otters are kind of terrifying. They're 6 feet long and man-sized and kind of have like a hippo nose, but humanoid eyes. They're very weird. But regardless, I think, you know, if you wanted otters, here you go. I'm sure everyone who, you know, enjoys giant otters are going to be very happy with this. I'm frankly happy that I don't have to make a mod for Roger Williams now, and so that's great news for me. But yeah, past that, we should be seeing probably the gray seal, dwarf caiman, and I guess king penguin again for those who want to see it, as well as the terrapin being periodically released throughout the rest of the week. And then obviously the DLC drops next Tuesday. So thank you guys for watching. I'll keep you guys up to date on any other news that comes out that's major. And past that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.